Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Damron. We're playing the Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy. As you know, we've been working our way through getting all the platinum relics, all the boxes, all the gems to help you get 100% of the achievements in this game. We're on Mission 17 in Crash Bandicoot 2, which is Diggin It, and you can see the platinum time for this is pretty long, 1 minute 36.77 seconds, and we clocked in about 14 seconds under that, so that's pretty good. But I'm going to go ahead and show you a platinum relic run, and then we'll break it down. Alright, so we finished up at 1 minute and 21.54 seconds, so that's a lot of leeway for the platinum time, and in fact I think this is one of the easiest missions in the game in terms of getting a platinum relic. It's a longer mission, but it's also not that challenging. It's pretty forgiving, and I even made several errors in this particular run and still was able to get platinum. So I think if you follow my strategies here, you should be able to get platinum on this pretty easily. But again, as always, if you're just shooting for the achievements, you can settle with the gold relic, which in this mission is 1 minute and 48 seconds, which is even longer. But I think you should be able to get platinum on this one pretty quickly. So we're moving through. The beginning area is pretty simple. Here's kind of tricky. Be sure you spin a little bit early so you can get that 3-second box and stay away from those 2 nitros. We definitely want to keep that. Right there, you don't have to lose your mask like I did. You want to slide underneath that and jump, and when you jump you should avoid the second bomb there. Here I like to just hit that with my mask. I definitely use one of my masks there because I don't really even want to wait on that fence to just stop being there. If it's there, I hit it and I just keep going. I don't even wait, don't slow down, I just keep moving. The thing with these green boosts, these are great. You definitely want to try to hit all of these on these missions that do have them. They're great. You can slide into them and it actually maintain momentum. But you saw there, I just totally missed a 2-second box. So right there is an additional 2 seconds that you could have taken off the time, and it even been faster. So you definitely clean that up. Ideally, spin on that 2-second box, take another 2 seconds down off your time. Here you got to be pretty quick to get through so you don't get hit by that second electrical fence. Also right here, you don't necessarily need to waste your time diving into the mud. It's not necessary. You can just run past that and slide to jump over here, jump and slide again. Again, what I was doing was pressing X just by mistake, trying to hit those boxes, but really just slide into them, and you can even get through faster. So I wasted time on this mud section going up and down 2 different times. You don't don't need to do that. Just slide into those boxes and you can actually run through that section instead of going underneath the mud. And again, I've missed another green boost there, so it's a little bit sloppy. You see, I've definitely made a few mistakes on this run, and I still put in a pretty decent time. A lot of it's due to the length of this mission. The simplicity of this mission is going to allow you to have several mistakes, especially if you're using the slide jump method to kind of keep your momentum going. I like using the slide jump a lot to just kind of keep my pace. As long as you're jumping before your slide ends, you won't be met with that small delay that you get if you just slide. Or if you slide spin, same thing. You'll be able to keep your momentum going. So get used to that. As I've been talking through, several times throughout our Crash Bandicoot 2 playthrough, that slide jump or slide spin is very, very, very helpful. And you can see we ended at 1 minute 21.54 seconds. Again, the Platinum Relic in this mission is 1 minute and 36 seconds. So you've got about 14, 15 seconds of leeway there, just compared to the Platinum. So now we got to go back into Diggin It. We got 3 things to do in the Diggin It mission. There are 2 gems, one for all of our boxes, and in this mission there's 95 boxes. Of course, I'm going to show you where all those are. There's also a second gem for a death route, and there's also a secret exit that we need to get. We're going to do all of those in this single run here, and I'll show it. Now, if you want to separate your death route from your boxes because you're having trouble doing what I'm going to do here, that's okay. You can do them separate if you like. Nonetheless, let's keep going. The initial section here is pretty straightforward. We're going to definitely get this mask here, and depending on how many times you played the mission before and died, you may or may not have invincibility at this point, but it's not really relevant. Just kind of keep moving. All the boxes are on our path here in the normal path, so let's keep moving on, and we'll talk a little bit once we get to the death route. I'll just mention here, this is the bonus room. There's 26 boxes in this. Again, as always with the bonus rooms, they will tell you how many boxes are here. We definitely want to be body slamming on the boxes that have the metal casing. Those do count towards your total, but there's a couple nitro boxes in here, so you're not going to finish this box area with all 26. Those TNTs will finish those off, but you should end the bonus area at 22 of 26, and when you finish that, you should be at 44 of 95 boxes. So if you're not at 44 when you come out of that bonus, you missed some. So to the left here is our death route. Now we're gonna combine these in one playthrough. So we're gonna go to the right hand side first, and we're gonna come back to that death route. And as always with death routes, you cannot die. If you die before going on the death route, then that route will no longer be available for you to play. Now, the thing about this particular mission and what makes it hard is that there are a couple boxes on that death route that we need to get. So there's boxes to the left and there's boxes to the right. So I personally think it's easier to just go ahead and go to the right and get all these boxes out of the way and then go back to the death route. Now, if you want to, and the reason I say that is because I'm taking out these plants and I'm kind of killing everything on the way. But if you want to take the death route first and then go backwards in this section, you can do that. But I recommend doing it this way. When you get to this point where there's 3 boxes, you should be at 70 of 95. And that's when you know you're good to go ahead and turn around and make your way back. I like going back this way after I've killed the plant enemies. I think it's a little bit easier than trying to go to the death route first. But the problem is if you take the right path and you die, that death route's gonna disappear. So I think you just have to decide what's easier for you. If you're having trouble with one of the paths over the other, maybe you do it in the reverse order. And I'll point out to you where you would turn around if you take the death route first. But nonetheless, we're gonna make our way back to that intersection, and then we're gonna do the death route. Alright, so here we go. We've made our way back to the fork in the road, and the death route's still there. So we're going to go ahead and hop on that platform, and we're going to take it down. Now, as I have mentioned in prior videos as well, remember, if you die on the death route, you can still try the death route again. It will give you a checkpoint. So on the death route, just be careful around all those nitro boxes. Here's our first 2 set of boxes that we need to get on the death route. in order to get all of the boxes and that gem. But we're gonna make our way. I can't remember exactly where the gem is on this death route because I'd already collected it, but it's gonna be on the path. I think it's right here, if I remember correctly. Right there on the path, like you can't miss it. It's on the death route itself, and then there's a checkpoint after that. So I'm pretty sure it's right back there, but it might not be exactly there, but it will be on this route, very clear as day for you to pick up. Nonetheless, as we're making our way along this death route, you're going to eventually come to the platform at the very end. So once you take this platform, if you wanted to go left first and then right, that's where you would turn around and go backwards. So you should be at 77 of 95 boxes at this point. And there's only a few more to grab, as well as this nitro box, which is going to blow up all those nitro boxes that we passed up and in the bonus area. And we have a couple more to grab here right before our hammer dudes. So go ahead and slide and kill that guy. And we're going to make our way now to the end of the level, and we're going to go ahead and grab that gem. And after we've picked up that gem, we're going to grab the secret exit. So let's go ahead and go in here. And as always, if you've grabbed all the boxes on the mission, a clear gem will spawn right here for you to pick up. Now, you don't have to worry. You have this in your inventory, but what we're going to do is we're going to go kind of backtrack a little bit, and we're going to die. So we're just going to run into this plant guy, and it's going to take us back to that checkpoint right here, which is right near the end, where you kind of go into the right, and there's a plant on this platform by himself. You're going to have to body slam the plant, and it's going to exit the level. And even though you saw there were some boxes, we had already collected the gem for all the boxes, so you still get credit for that. And now it's going to push us out the exit for the secret entrance to Road to Ruin, which again is on the bottommost sub-level of the hub area. So that's it for Digging It. We've got another platinum time off the board. We've got the 2 relics on there, as well as the secret exit. So hope you found that helpful as always, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.